What's up, guys? Matthew here, back at it again with another board game review. Today, we're going to be looking at Coup by Ricky Tata Lamame Games. I am the master at pronunciation. I am. Coup is a very fast-paced bluffing game. And what I mean by fast-paced is that rounds end very quickly. It's very easy for people to be shot down in this game. Now, how is this game supposed to be intense for anyone? Well, it's a game that advocates lying to your opponents in order to win, or finding the correct balance of when do I tell the truth and when do I lie, and in what order should I do these things. Your goal in Coup is to eliminate your opponents, obviously. And in doing so, you're going to be performing actions that may or may not be true, but you're going to perform them anyway. Each player is given an action card in which they will have access to knowing all the actions of every character in the game. At the start of the game, you're given 2 face-down cards, which you are allowed to look at freely, and these cards will represent your influence. Now, in order to knock someone out of the game, you have to knock out their influence. So these cards are essentially your health. You're going to start with 2 coins as well, which will also help you get through the game. Now, on your turn, you will perform 1 action. Now, what action do you perform? Well, it's up to you. Essentially, the game tells you that you're supposed to perform actions based off of the influence you have in front of you. So you might say to yourself, oh, I have a duke, so I'm going to collect 3 coins from the bank. But other players don't know you're the duke. You might just be saying that you're the duke, just so you can get that benefit. You see what I'm saying here? There are 3 actions you can do without arousing suspicion. You can collect income, which is 1 coin, foreign aid, which is 2 coins, or you can coup someone, which is if you pay 7 coins into the bank, then you can remove someone's influence from the game. One note I need to mention is that you're not allowed to collect more than 10 coins. If you end up collecting 10 coins on a turn, then on your next turn, you are forced to coup someone. Now, what do the other characters do? Well, as I mentioned before, with the Duke will take 3 coins from the bank. But not only that, it also has the ability to block foreign aid. So if any character decides to take 2 coins from the bank as foreign aid, anyone with a Duke can just block it outright. Next up, you have the Assassin, and the Assassin pays 3 coins into the bank in order to assassinate a player's influence. Next, you have the Ambassador. Now, the Ambassador will allow you to switch out your hand of cards. So if using the Ambassador ability, you will draw 2 cards from the deck, and then you will select 2 cards from the hand of 4, which is the 2 cards from the deck and the 2 cards that you had in front of you, and then you will replace them, basically. And you don't have to replace any of the cards that you started with. You can just use it as a bluffing mechanic. But it's an ability that allows you to swap out characters in order to maybe change up what you were saying and what you were talking about or whatever. The Ambassador can also block stealing. So if anybody tries to steal from you, you can just be like, nope, I have an Ambassador. And speaking of stealing, we have the Captain, who has an ability to steal 2 coins from any player in the game. The Captain as well has an ability to block stealing. And finally, we have the Contessa, which has no action that you can use, but it has an ability to block assassination. But one strategy that you will use in order to knock opponents out is to catch people lying. Now, in a scenario where you're trying to perform an action and a player decides to block you with one of their characters, you can choose to challenge them and say that I think you're lying. I don't think that you have this character. If the character accepts your challenge, then he will reveal the card that you're challenging him on. If that player turns out to be lying, then that player will lose an influence. If that player turns out to be telling the truth, then you, the one who challenged him, will lose an influence. So that's a risk there. You take a hit if you turn out to be wrong on an accusation. And that's really it. That's the game. It's a game about catching people lying and also manipulating your way to the top in order to knock out all your opponents and become the top dog in the Coup universe. Anyway, I highly recommend this game. It's super cheap, super fast, and super easy to learn. It's a good game to bring on with you on travels. It's super compact and can fit anywhere, and it's really a good means to have some good fun lying to all your friends. Lying is fun. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I mean, I have to say this all the time, okay? I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.